Hey guys, here's another update on my constantly evolving fluidized sandbed chamber. I basically keep getting to the point where I'm just not 100% happy with it, so I keep changing it. Learning a lot, kind of spent a lot of money on sand, which is annoying, which I won't do again. I will forever buy $2 and $3 50-pound bags of sand. But anyway, so where we're at is I have another bag of pool filter sand in here. Basically, anything that I try to get that's finer than pool filter sand or traction sand, which traction sand is basically play sand, it's just not fine play sand. You can sprinkle it, on the ground as a salt substitute and whatnot, because it's coarse enough that it'll dig in. Anyway, anything lighter than this stuff just basically gets pushed out of the system. You cannot get it to stay in the trap. It just wants to flow. Once there's a low flow, like basically when it gets into my refugium, it'll settle into the refugium. Actually, you can see all the sand that's built up on the waterfall rocks and around the waterfall, all in here and whatnot. Like, you can see just that's basically all the sand that has been so far pushed out of my sand trap, and it is all that really super fine sand. It just gets pushed out and gets to that point. Once it's to that point, there's not enough flow and it dies. Some of it that doesn't die, you can see that it basically looks like there's a snow frosting over my plants, because some of it was light enough to get to the plants and then attach to the plants. So yeah, I'm having issues with super fine, well, not super fine, but just fine sand in general. It looks real nice. That very first video that I had with that fine sand in there had just a perfect fluidization. Oh, it was beautiful. Just looked like a nice flowing ocean. It wasn't chaotic or like all those eruptions in the sand right now. Like, it wasn't doing that. It was just one smooth flow. Looked great, but eventually just got slowly pushed out into my refugium and probably to the rest of the tank. So I am still testing different variations of sand, and I will continue to test the different variations of sand. I am happy with the piping now. What I have is, I wonder if I have a little piece of pipe that I can kind of show as an example here. This will work. So, coming down from the left and right pipe is a 90 degree head, okay? This is a slip spigot. The ones on the system are slip, so just kind of ignore that for right now. So the overflow pipe comes down, and then, well, let me do it this way. The overflow pipe comes down, goes across, and then comes into a bar that connects it to the other 90 degree, and that comes down from the overflow pipe. Kind of like this piece, except better made, well, better cut, I should say. There is just a slice down the pipe, and now the pipe, this pipe, well, actually nothing on there is glued. It just sits in there nice and easy, or not easy, but snug. If I want to, I can actually reach my hand down there, and I can grab a hold of this part of the pipe and twist it, enabling me to adjust where this slot is pointing, so I can actually adjust how the reaction of the sandbed filter is going. I will continue to leave it that way because that's actually really nice. I did it just to test it, and it turned out to be just exactly what I wanted. So then, as you can see, the left and the right pipe is actually bubbling around the pipe as well as in the center. What I did was, where the pipe came down, I drilled a hole here, so a little bit of water could escape here and fluidize the sand around this side. And then I drilled a 3-point hole, 3-point here, here, and then on the same side here. And then I took a dermal and cut it out, basically connecting all 3 holes. So this is just one slit right on this side. So it goes from, there's a slit that goes from this side of the 90-degree elbow to this side of the 90-degree elbow. And what that does is it's fluidizing everything around the pipe. So I have the center fluidized and then the outside's fluidized, and basically eliminates the massive dead spot that I was originally getting. Without the center piece, the dead spot would form in a mountainous V here, as the outsides would fluidize the sand, and then it would basically just get pushed up in this direction, just form a mountain V, inverted V dead spot. With just the bar, I was reversing it. I was getting a normal V where this area was all fluidized, but then all this was dead and all this was dead. So with the current system, the way I have it, the whole thing, I mean, I'm sure there's dead spots in there, there's going to be, but everything's level, there's no V's, no mountains, and all the sand is cycling. You can tell that I'm cycling all the sand, even in the spots that aren't moving right now, because of these black specks. These black specks are from the floating black rock, or not rock, but the black substrate that I have up here. When you put water in it, it floats up. It's getting pulled down here and sticking to the sand down here. So I can tell that my entire system is rotating because I had these black specks all throughout the entire system. So the way I have the piping set up is fantastic. Right now, I will not change the piping. It works great. I actually, just for information for you guys, the slot in the crossbar I have actually pointed straight down. I did this because when you point it up, there's an immediate dead spot that forms underneath the pipe. So straight down, it pushes the sand down and then up and around the pipe, so there's just no dead spot underneath the pipe anyway. There is probably a dead spot underneath each elbow joint because I don't have any holes blowing straight down. So there's most definitely a dead spot underneath this elbow and this elbow. But the amount of sand that's there is obviously going to be little to nothing. So this is, the piping is great and it is in order. Now I'm just trying to find, this sand is coarse. The less coarse sand, the better fluidization you get. The less coarse sand, the more that the sand is going to have the temperament to flow out of the system because it's lighter. So I have to try, I'm trying, not, I don't have to, I could just stick with this and, you know, call it a night, but I'm a tinkerer. So I am trying to find the best sand to go in here. I will be continuing to look. However, because of the fact that I am going through a ton of sand on this, I am no longer buying aquarium sand and pet store sand. I'm not even buying pool filter sand anymore. I'm going to the local hardware shops and getting going through their $2 and $3 bags of sand, just in order to find a grain. I don't care I mean, the sand's the sand. If it's going to contain silica and all that crap in it, I'm going to wash it thoroughly. So I guess I really don't care where it's coming from. So right now I'm going with the cheaper prices. Hopefully I will find a good mix where it's not flowing out and it's nice and fine to where I can get that, instead of this really abrupt volcanic eruption, I can get a nice flowing sea. But it's going to be difficult, and I'm prepared that I might not ever achieve it, just because too light of sand is going to get pushed out, and the heavier sand is going to do what it's doing there, and I just might not find an in between. That brown sand there, I do think I'm going to pull out all this black sand and replace it with the brown sand. I cannot stand how this black sand just shows, everything just shows up on it like a sore thumb. So it just looks filthy. You feed the turtles and it just instantly looks filthy. I do not like it at all. I will be scooping that stuff out, most definitely. Haven't done it yet because it's not a priority, but I will be doing that. I still haven't really decorated the top here. I did get a moonlight installed underneath. I'm not sure if I showed that in a previous video or not. I did replace the heat lamp with a UVB bulb. But there we have it. So that right now is my current update. I haven't ordered the coldness yet. I asked a friend of mine if he wanted to go in on a big box with me, because it's like $75 for 25 liters or some junk like that. So I asked him if he wanted to split it. He's an aquarium connoisseur and slowly getting into the hobby. He's got small tanks right now, so he doesn't really need it. But I know he's got future plans, so I'm trying to talk him into splitting the box with me. And then once that's done, I will be throwing that in my coldness trap. Fluidized biomedia trap. Alright guys, well that's my update for now. Until next time, take care.